Hey, Leo. Let's see if I can get this quiet. All right, so welcome to the Flowering. Thank you so much for choosing this channel for your December 2008 reading. This is a general reading. We're going to use a pick a card format and go with the flow, really. So, the cards that we're going to choose from come from the Psalms deck. And I love this. It's kind of like a combination between tarot, Psalms, the Kabbalah. It's some Sanskrit in there, so there's always a lot of good clarification and even understanding of certain verses and things like that from the Bible, from the Psalms. So, Spirit, what do we have for Leo in the month of December 2018? That wants to come out. One. I have 3 cards, please. That's the second one. Thank you. I just feel the need to ask for some protection in this space. So, guides, ancestors, way showers, those here for our highest and overall good, for the rise of humanity. Please keep us safe. Please keep any and all negative energy or darkness from entering into this space while we conduct this reading. So, Leo, some of you may be guarded, I feel right now, or even just feeling as if you need to pay more attention to your surroundings. You may be picking up on some other people's not so good intentions, okay? Oh, goodness. So, let me... All right, here are the cards, guys. Just take a deep breath in and exhale. Whatever calls to you, go with that. Simple as that. So, as I said that, it was like, if you know it, if you feel it, if you feel it deep in you, trust it and allow yourself to explore it, but also kind of tame yourself, kind of remain objective and just watch it for a moment and trust that everything will reveal itself fully, and then that your course of action will be revealed to you as well. So if you chose card 1, yeah, Psalms 80 and 10. So if you chose group 1, then basically there's more going on in the situation than you really know, okay? And this could be a lot of things, and I don't feel as if it's a negative thing. I really get the sense that something is taking place on the surface, which could be pleasing to you. It's something that you've kind of been able to find happiness or joy in, and that's fine. However, it seems as if those roots go way deeper. This could be a friendship. Oh man, on the other end, I hear that this could also be a friendship or partnership or project that you put all your eggs into because of the history, because of the roots that you share, or how it resonates with where you come from, or things like that. So this comes up as like childhood friends and things like that coming and reconnecting with you, and you move in good faith because of, or based on, what you guys have once shared, how well you know this person, or how long you've known this person. I'm working through a sore throat. So I'm medicating with my tea. Also, if you're here and you like what you're seeing so far on the channel, please go ahead and hit subscribe, a like, thumbs up. It doesn't take much, and you can always come and unfollow if you decide that you don't like it later. But I'm pretty sure that won't be the case. We have lots planned for the new year. I'm sharing a lot more information and concepts about my own personal journeys, things that I've found or come to understand, things that I hope that, you know, and they're not just my individual insights, you know, just from my perspective, you know. Okay. I'm going to read from this psalm. You cleared a place for it. It took deep root and filled the land. You'll make a difference. Each of us has a very specific role to play in life, which will touch the lives of others, even those whom we've never met. That role, known as ascension, is uniquely ours, and if we don't take it on, the world won't become as bright as it could. It makes perfect sense to ask, will anything come of this? Rest in knowing that your contribution, indeed, everyone's contribution, will make a difference. For various reasons, yours will also be long-lasting. Your work will come to fruition, and you may have to stay in one place for a while so everything unfolds as it should. Wow. And it goes back to kind of piggyback on what I was saying about something having deeper roots. And again, I think with this group of Leos, it's more tied to the other side where it doesn't, because things, you made the decision based on the roots of it, you know, the history of it. And because what's popping up or what's sprouting isn't as lush as the root system underneath, doesn't mean that it won't yield what it's meant to yield or what you want it to yield. You just, the big thing that I'm feeling with this group is that something that has taken a long time to get to the place that it's at, you're wanting to see immediate results, and you may actually begin to see immediate results in the month of December. Not immediate, but you know, the results that you have been waiting for and hoping for based on where you guys have come from. You may begin to see hints of just how far this can go, or yeah. Yeah, you'll become more confident in the idea that this is firmly rooted, and just as intricate as the root system is, the effect on the outside world, so on you, on that person, on the people's lives that you guys are touching by your reunion or your union, or by you pursuing this project, you become more confident in it. I don't know, for some reason, I try not to go, I don't go back to my decks to read their books, but you have a standard meaning for cards in your mind, in your psyche, but for whatever reason, I'm being told to come to this. So, the Queen of Staffs, dominant female, simple in her pleasures, likable, loyal, strong mother, a very strong but loving person, very responsible and caring individual. You can trust what this person says. Yeah. Somebody is like protecting, feeling the need to protect and almost defend even something that they feel they have deep history with. Something they believe is truly meant. I guess we're gonna see. And it's not that you're defending it with blunt force. It's almost as if you are being you're seeing in the physical. It seems like you have to do more to nurture it to get it to a certain place. And I think in December, this group will find that what you're already putting towards it, whatever hope and faith, even just your smile, keeps it going. You're having greater effect on the situation than you believe. Or it's unfolding in your favor, and you may still be having trouble understanding that, believing that. For some, I hear that maybe if this, then the communication between you two is not as frequent, and it's causing you to wonder if. We got the Queen of Wands, the Sun in reverse, and the Ace of Cups. So basically, you're not seeing just how abundant this could be. So maybe in December, you're coming to see just how if you feel a certain way towards a person or a project, it's like this thing favors you as well, very much. It feels like somebody, I just wants to go over here. The Ace of Cups is being clarified by the Eight of Cups. Yeah, so somebody definitely by the end of the month or going into the new year will be deciding that I'm going to trust that this new beginning is exactly what it is. I'm not going to turn away from it. I'm not going to turn away from it. Like, it's funny because it sounds like some type of past life thing where throughout time, these timelines, you guys have worked together, and you know that your souls have recognized each other in this time, in this lifetime. And something in you feels that this connection is meant and that it's really, truly deep. And for whatever reason, you are feeling some type, not for whatever reason, there's residual angst that has crossed over from all these timelines, these lifetimes, that is kind of seeding doubt in you if it's going to go, if you're going to make it this time, you know. When we talk about these past life things and things that we're supposed to accomplish as we go forward, sometimes our soul can feel that's our soul's experience with this situation can translate to us as worry. You know, is this really it? Is this the time that we get it right? We've been doing this, and for some, you may not be past life. It could be that you've tried to date a person or tried to start a project multiple times, and it didn't turn out the way you wanted, and so you always ended up walking away, or it ended up walking away from you, whatever the case may be. Please clarify the Sun in reverse. Let's take that one. Yeah. So you're not seeing that everything is working in divine order for you, you know? It's like even the Sun card in reverse still looks like a clock for me. It still seems like it's going to be a wheel, and it's going to turn, and eventually this is going to be back upright, and you will then be illuminated to the idea, in fact, that this was destined all along and that it was going to take place. Knight of Cups, yeah. This steady progression is for you to master some things in yourself. So if you are at a distance with someone, or you feel distant from your partner, you feel somehow separated from the things that you've been trying to accomplish, you have to understand that there are certain tasks for your soul that you're accomplishing, just certain things for you to master within self. This is not something you have to do in order to get. It's more so that the universe is actually allowing you to take time to do this before all of this really just swoops you off your feet, you know, sweeps you up into the status that you're meant to attain. So, Queen of Staffs, Five of Staffs, yeah. So in December for group one, there is a sense of you becoming more aware of the blessing that has been bestowed upon you, the truth of just how promising this endeavor or relationship is. Okay. I don't know. It seems as if in the upright you have the Queen of Wands, the Nine of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. Which for me, if you're not this first group, but if you have not resonated thus far with this, then you could also be part of this crew that may have taken some action in a situation that was not within your nature. You know, it's not something that, or it could be part of your nature, but you now have recognized the damage that specific trait can cause. You see the full effect of it in this month, because it seems like there is a holding on to something that at one time could have produced what you are looking for. And some of you will be kind of, could possibly sully or dirty, if that's a word. I don't know. I mean, not if it's a word, but if that's right. A situation that was definitely promising by having this kind of in out. I'm not sure. I am sure. Basically, you weren't really firmly planted. And Leo is funny because the Sun card is coming up in reverse, and this is you. So you're not in your normal nature. Yeah. Hopefully in December, there's some regret too. There's some regret about whatever action you took. I say regret. That's probably really what it is. So there is a certain offer that you want to make to someone in this group as well, to restabilize a situation that could have been tainted with your action. If you chose group 2, Psalms 59 and 7. I just kind of got this feeling of like a jackal. What is a jackal? What's the jackal energy? For me, it just seems as if there is a mask. But it's funny because I get this hunting energy as well. Like someone being sought out or hunted down. One party is the one with the malicious intent. One party is kind of just along for the ride. Look at that. Look at this one. This one looks like this one looks like it's cooked up the plan. This one looks like, geez, I'm gonna go along with it. Something on the rim of my cup. Yeah. I feel like someone's looking for you. If you picked group 2, you could be hiding out somehow. Or somehow have just made it difficult for yourself to be located or something. But you could be found. Let's see. They come each evening growling like dogs roaming the city. Draw some boundaries. At some point, we experience a void within. To understand its nature, we look to Lurianic Kabbalah, that is, the Kabbalistic teachings of Isaac Luria. In the beginning, there wasn't anything other than the divine. To make room for something else, the divine withdrew into the divine self itself. This partial contraction resulted in a void known as Tihiru, and into the divine cast a ray of light that triggered the process of creation. Our inner void, which is a recapitulation. I need to look that word up. I'm going to look it up now. of this primordial world. Yeah, okay. Also beckons for a ray of light. Our inner void, which is a recapitulation of this primordial world, also beckons for a ray of light. The ray will emanate from our expanded consciousness, and it will set into motion our creativity, our contribution to the world. Those who can't feel the vacuum inside of themselves often experience excruciating emptiness. Many reach out for others, not to others, but for others, clinging to them, draining them. As you interact with these individuals, you are actually reflections of yourself, who are actually reflections of yourself. Practice the art of self-preservation at every turn. You must learn to say no in order to protect yourself. Recapitulation means an act or instance of summarizing and restating the main points of something. The repetition of evolutionary or other process during development or growth. Wow. A part of a movement, especially one in sonata form, in which themes from the exposition are restated. Oh, awesome. So it seems like the repetition of an evolutionary or other process during development or growth. That's where it is here. So what I feel like is there are even like vampiric energies that are chasing after you. They know that what you're preserving right now by going and kind of just isolating yourself somewhat. This could be the end of your isolation period, I think. You've done well protecting yourself from these energies is what I feel. Allowing for yourself and your value to be acknowledged and sought after because of your absence. Wow. Okay, group 2 of Leos. You didn't know that you were protecting anything. You actually just went away so that you could step out of the chaos or whatever it was going on. And your development took priority. Your own process and journey was prioritized. You prioritized it. And other people couldn't deal with the fact that you were prioritizing you. And were literally like hunting you down. They're like, what is she hiding? What does she have going on? They really wanted to know what you were doing. And I feel that people did come to a lot of type of conclusions about it, honestly. I also get the feeling for this group that if you have been holding on to anything, any secrets, or just trying to gloss over a truth of something of some sort, it's going to be sniffed out. I hear addictions. So if you're someone who says, oh, I have a drink of wine every night, but you really, my friend was talking about this, but you really drink a bottle of wine every night, or even not even just a bottle of wine, but like 8 shots of tequila, then this kind of stuff is going to be sniffed out in the month of December. It feels like if, that's funny about that group 1 because all of these readings have been kind of tying together, I guess as they should, with one sign in a reading. But you know, those thoughts about whether this really has the longevity, it could be tied to the fact that you are wondering how a person or situation is going to respond to a truth that you have kind of just been trying to, you know, minimize, when it can be a major thing. And I feel in my spirit like if you've been denying that you have a problem with something or that you took part in something, then it's going to come out, and it could be possibly seen as you're worried that it could be seen as a deal breaker even. But just know that I feel with this new moon, you have an opportunity to let it go, to get it out there. You don't have to let it be dug up for you. And this is actually why your ego is making you worry about it. Your ego is causing you to worry about it, but really it's been put onto your consciousness. It's been brought into your awareness so that you can take the action that will soothe this over. It's almost like when you're the one who tells someone something that you did, rather than letting it get to them some other way, you kind of show yourself as an honest person or a trustworthy person, or you show that you're willing to try that. This could be about a third-party situation. So the Eight of Swords came out again. Yeah. Something is really keeping you bound, that and it's only keeping you bound because in your mind, sometimes the secrets or the things that we don't divulge to others, it's not necessarily that we don't divulge them because we're scared of how we'll be seen, but it's like we in ourselves question how we would react to something like that, you know? Also, I get the feeling that you really, 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 really wish you could just avoid this thing at all costs. I say that because she's here and she's with these thoughts, and it's basically creating a prison for her. But it's almost as if this water of emotion and true feelings or true thoughts on the topic, the truth, okay, the truth. It's like the water is flowing all around it, if that makes sense, all around you. So apparently the intention in this situation didn't match the actual emotion or care that you were trying to show or convey. That makes sense, okay? So if you had ulterior motive and your words or your intention for the situation didn't match what you were actually expressing in the situation, then you do have time to work your way through that. It's almost like you're going to be put in a position to in December, this group is going to be put in a position to talk their way out of something that they may have. I say talk their way out of it. You're going to have to explain. You're going to be explaining something, not to justify yourself, but you're going to be being asked. Some of this is an investigation. Knight of Cups is coming out of some sort. Nine of Cups, the Moon. Let me pull this out again. It's funny. Okay. Even though the card says draw boundaries, I feel like it's more like you finally are being, you're seeing how you kind of not wanting to be alone, or you serving your own motive. I don't get the feeling of selfishness, but I do get the feeling of like yeah, there were something. Wow, Leo. You're definitely assessing the way that you came to your happiness. How you obtained it is affecting the way you're thinking about the situation and its potential. It's almost as if, what they say, what goes around comes around, and the Alicia Keys Swiss Beats situation pops up. A lot of times you'll deal with a lot of insecurities and things when the foundation of a relationship or connection project it's not grounded in good intent. So there's a reckoning almost. And it's funny because we have the ability to go inside and bring forth reckoning for ourselves. We don't have to be exposed. Because remember, you can't expose somebody. The death card coming out with the moon. Yes, the way that this was done, this whole secret endeavor was kind of weird. And you are feeling some kind of way about it. The death card came out with the moon. Yep. So the stability of it is being threatened, or in your mind, the stability of this thing is being threatened because of something that you feel like you haven't hidden well or won't be able to hide for very long. The Hanged Man in reverse, clarifying the Eight of Swords. So although you're being nudged and encouraged by the universe to wow. No. Although you're being nudged to say and do certain things, it's almost as if you're deciding to just sit in your prison of regret, honestly. It's like, would you rather step forward and say this thing? You feel like you're going to hang yourself and you're going to mess up something that you've acquired for yourself by exposing this. Wow, it sounds like some weird competitive type energy. You know, like, I get this feeling like if my spouse found out that I took part in ruining somebody else's project, or that I undermined them in some way, and even like that I'm a gossiper and I ruined somebody's relationship, it's like, how does my partner see me now? It's almost like, am I going to ruin my own happiness because I was childish and planning somebody else's happiness? Please clarify the Nine of Cups for me. Root 2. Yeah. Honestly feel like you are really concerned about the connection that you've built with someone and them and yourself being seen, okay? Because this feels like a very bubbly, typically very bubbly, loving, kind, gentle, caring, nurturing energy having deeper, darker motives and ways that people don't typically get to see. And this month, you're going to be building up the courage. You're going to be, I keep saying exposed. You're being given the opportunity to put it out there, to apologize. Because the thing is, it's karmic. This whole thing feels karmic. So something that you've done that you know wasn't in your highest vibration, that was done maybe out of jealousy, envy, and then you moved into something to prove almost this. Somebody said this to me. My sister got engaged. I had moved out of town. Then like days after I moved out of town, I think only one day, honestly, my sister got engaged. Well, when I dropped into my new town, I had met a guy, and it was immediate. It was like, I think 3 dates, and he proposed. Well, I didn't think anything, but that obviously didn't work out. But recently, someone came to me and said that I was jealous of my sister and that I only got engaged because she got engaged. This is that type of deal. You could have easily moved into something with one motive, oh man, this person's doing this person's doing that. So type of comparing your situation to another person. It wasn't in your highest good. You may have entered something just to beat somebody else. Yeah, your action may have been kind of, I said I didn't want to say selfish earlier, but it did just give me that energy of not really planning, not really seeing that this could cause a true domino effect and then easily come back around on you in a negative way. Or have you being seen in a negative manner, because when secrets come out, that's a hard time to try to make right, a situation. But that's what I see happening maybe in December, some type of breakup or ending, and the reason for the ending wasn't fully known by other people, but you know exactly what happened. You know exactly what happened. And you're wondering if you're going to be found out. the month of December. So if that's weighing on you, it's not meant to guilt you. Guilt is not a high vibration. Guilt is a low, low, low vibration. And so guilt is tied to when I've done certain things and I think that it takes my value away. I won't be seen the same way. I'll diminish my light because people know this thing about me. And I think although this month for that group, if something comes up for you or for your partner or for a friend or family member, you'll see that your value is not taken away. Now, there may be some consequence. However, it doesn't take away from who you are as a person. So if you've always been a light for other people and you kept some type of like insecurity or something underneath, I think that'll heal even this month. So it'll be like a gift. It'll be like a blessing in disguise almost. Yeah. So you'll be embarrassed because this thing comes forward, but you'll also see that it didn't diminish who you were as a person. You know, I feel like there'll be love and people who will still be around you to support you and love you, and you'll receive forgiveness and compassion based on where because of where you were coming from, But you have to trust yourself and the guidance that you're getting to move in that direction for soul reconciliation. If you picked group 3, Psalms 103 and 5, I believe this is like the third or fourth time this has come up while I've been conducting readings, for the December readings. Excuse me. And for this group, I keep getting this energy of freeing yourself. A lot of people are doing that. I mean, that's just the energy. We've gone, direct, Mercury went direct again. So it's like all the things that were unearthed, now we're seeing them. They've been dug up or shook up, let's just say. And we're kind of, everything's settling back down. It's like sifting. So now we have what's left in the sifter after we've gotten everything out. And we need to decide whether that stuff's going to go and be disposed or we're going to pour it in with the group and then have to sift again. Because the sifting is meant to lighten you up, take out any toxins or things that weigh you down or would otherwise put a shadow over all the work and all the growth and all the progress that has been made. It's almost like I keep hearing, come back around. Stuff that came back around just to see if you were stupid again. So did you pour that stuff back into your pile of flour, or did you toss it? Did you pour those lumpy parts back in? Did you let them in again? Or did you go ahead and free yourself from that so you finish up your dang on recipe? Yeah, because some of you this month are finally breaking free. It's like a breaking free. Your strength has been built up. That's what this one is about. He satisfies you with good things in the prime of life so that your youth is renewed like the eagles. You have more than enough strength. At long last, you know yourself. You know your strengths, your weaknesses, and your limitations. Congratulations, the work you've done on yourself has paid off. You now know how to stay out of your own way. Your best days are not behind, but ahead of you. Enjoy your second wind, your mighty second wind. You have the fortitude necessary to accomplish your goals, even those you once thought were beyond your reach. Question: why? Answer: from a Jewish mystical perspective, the human soul can be likened to a radiant river fed by 5 streams of light, each brighter and purer than the preceding. Through each shida, which enlivens the connection between the soul and its source, infinite strength flows into a person, enabling him or her to accomplish the near impossible. It appears as though you are such a person. May your strength continue to increase. Yeah. This is like, for me, those numbers, 103 and 5, go back down to 9. So I get this wounded warrior energy, wounded healer energy, where, they're you kind of reach the end of the battle, yet you're there like, do I really want to move forward? I don't have anything else to give to this situation, or is there really anything else I can do? From a conversation I had yesterday, it's like apathy. This feeling of apathy. Once you've journeyed through so much, you've dealt with so much, and then you see an opportunity, but you're like, really though, is there any need for me to do that? I mean, I've always put effort into all these things. Is there really any point in me doing that? Okay. So, excuse me, guys. Like I said, I'm working through a cold of sorts. So, Seven of Wands in reverse, Temperance in reverse. Sorry. Seven of Wands in reverse, Temperance upright, the Star in reverse. Yeah, it's almost like, oh, it's funny because these feelings of apathy may not even really be apathy. They may be your soul's recognition for no more effort being needed to bring this thing about. It's like a balancing of doing and not doing, taking action and not, just allowing. So it's almost as if, you are not charging ahead full force with this anymore, or with this thing. You're allowing divine intervention is how I feel. Because you feel as if you've given what you can give to it. And actually, the universe is kind of guiding you to pull back your efforts a little, as any further effort at this point might cause more conflict. Yeah. The Eight of Coins came out to clarify the Seven of Wands. And so, yeah, I think at one point you were working, and then defending that. But it was pure effort. And I feel like what you're being shown is that pure effort cannot take you as far as balancing effort with attraction, balancing alignment and positioning with the go-getter attitude, okay? You're seeing that just effort alone won't do it. Seven of Cups in reverse with the Temperance card. It's funny because when we're working so hard at something, it's that apathy feeling coming up again. It's feeling as if so much effort has been put forth, and then the things that you wanted are still so out of reach. I do get the feeling, though, that the reason you're being called to pull back is, like I said, so that you can get this understanding of the ebb and flow of things. That some effort that, the same amount of effort that you put forward, you will then be met with with that same amount of time that you can just allow. It's almost like just as simple as praying. I said a 5-minute prayer, and I could sit for 5 minutes to wait for an answer. Something as simple as that. But what I do feel is that, there was some confusion about why there's a change here in the way you're proceeding in things. And it's going to bring better balance to you as a being. It's going to lighten your load, because you will see that a strict regime or a regimen, schedule, or having things a certain way all the time, or doing things a certain way all the time, it doesn't create as much as taking a risk could, or something of that nature. I do feel like there is definitely in December a understanding being brought forth that you're being freed from ideals about hustle, 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 hustle. You know, seems like that's a theme. You know, where we don't trust that the universe or God has plans for our good. You know, and we think that we're here and we have to chase things and work so hard at things. Endless effort, just endless effort, exhaustion. Honestly. And it's I just saw the scene from the movie John Henry. Me and my daughter were just watching a clip last night, and the way he sacrificed his own life for a cause, and we still didn't receive any of what was promised. You know, he put his own effort and power, his blood, sweat, and tears into this, and he trusted that I can do this. But then it doesn't change what the other person or the what the situation is going to produce, unless we're in divine connection, that we're understanding that yes, right now it didn't yield the result, but who knows, my ancestors 100 years from now may reap the benefit of what I did today. Wow, that's deep. That one part, because that's what happened in that movie. You know, John Henry worked with the railroad in order to fulfill that deadline so that these people so we could be granted the promised land, right? He died trying to do that. And did we get our 50 acres? So, strategy. It's like you have a change of strategy. There's lots of sevens here. Lots of sevens. 7 of staffs, 7 of cups, 7 of swords. Only one you don't have is you don't have the 7 of pentacles, but you have the 8 of pentacles. Meaning that, oh, and all of these are in reverse. Okay. The overall message that I get for this that just kind of came up is like, there may be a lot of opposition, even like very strategic navigation of a situation in order for you to come to greater balance within yourself. But there may be on the outside agendas. But I think what they're all in reverse is that it doesn't matter. You know, what they say, what they do, it doesn't mean anything, because you're still going to fly. It won't stop your healing. You're still going to come into balance. And actually, a lot of the situations and disappointments and things that these people or situations are presenting to you are bringing you to balance, even if you don't feel it. They're awakening your potential. A passion in you to do what you want to do. Will you fight for it, but do you believe in it? You believe in you and your efforts, but do you believe that this thing is going to happen for you? Not with or without your effort, but do you believe that there's energy and beings, spirit working with you to bring this to fruition? Or are you relying strictly on your efforts? So maybe that's the question you'll be asking in December for group 3 of Leos. You can fly, and you know that. Or you're coming to know that in this month. Or asking yourself these questions. May I have 3 cards, please, for Leo's month of December 2018. Leo's December 2018. I don't know why I just heard diabolical plot. Diabolical plot. I don't know what that means. Excuse me. But now I feel the need to read y'all this message right here. It says, we are all doing the best we can. Acceptance and forgiveness go hand in hand, and we are to learn that the moon and Saturn must work together if we are to ever truly grow. So the moon being your emotional self or your shadow self. Saturn, what's the energy of Saturn? I don't know. I don't plan to know all of that. I mean, I don't pretend to know all of that. So check where your what your moon sign is and those energies, and check what falls in Saturn or where Saturn falls in your chart, and see how they work together in your life. Oh, okay. The moon may in this case be acceptance, and Saturn being things that come back around for reassessment, for forgiveness, for letting go, blah 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 blah. Like self-assessment, truth, clarity of situations. Okay. Okay, so Queen of Pentacles in reverse. The Empress. Queen of Coins in reverse. Six of Cups in reverse. Knight of Staffs. In the month of December, some of you will be reflecting on your past actions, past connections. What made you walk away from them? Like what have you found in those past things that have brought you a sense of deeper knowledge of self, okay? And I feel like what you're going to be looking at is in the situations where I didn't get what I wanted, how did I react? And how did that affect the situation? How many times did I walk away from something that was truly promising because of stubbornness or just, I just heard, pollute a man's heart with the gift, find out what you're dealing with. And so so Leos have this magnetism that's just ridiculous, okay? They draw people into them all the time. And so it's funny because have I used that influence? This is a question for y'all. Have I used that influence in an unfair way and treated people poorly? Again, we are all doing our final stages of sifting this stuff out so that we can move forward in a more pure, divinely connected, divinely inspired way. It's almost as if, have I become truly, is my situation truly as fruitful as it could be had I not maneuvered in the way that I used to maneuver? This is a card of knowing and acknowledging things that have weighed you down because you haven't been wanting to acknowledge that that's your stuff. This is that whole projection energy, I feel like. So you are asking yourself, you're analyzing your behaviors, you are finally letting them go, like letting go of 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Wow. For some, I'm gonna close it like this, but for some of you, you have been queened, you have been, or kinged, you have been crowned. However, you still feel this this need to look back. And I feel like you're not seeing it clearly. You're not seeing as it is. And even though you may have the sight, you see it, but you have not truly accepted that as it is. I mean, acceptance and forgiveness go hand in hand. You accept it yourself. Once you've accepted it yourself, it's easy for you to seek forgiveness. I said once you've accepted it. Yeah. Once you've accepted something about yourself, asking for forgiveness or seeking forgiveness, once you've forgiven yourself, it's not too much. It's not a feat, because you're not relying on this person or this situation to respond to your apology or your efforts to make right. You're not expecting any certain outcome from it because you've already accepted it for yourself. That's beautiful. Acceptance and forgiveness go hand in hand. Thank you. If you liked, please hit us thumbs up. If you're here watching, go ahead and hit thumbs up. And I'll see you over the next few months. Thanks.